Hello and welcome back once again to the Wrestling Rant. Time for the SmackDown spoilers for Friday, February 7th, 2014, from Des Moines, Iowa. And side note, dark match before the show was Alexander Rusev defeating Tyson Kidd. SmackDown starts with Daniel Bryan coming out to a huge pop and yes chants. He gets in the ring and talks about what Triple H said on Raw about being the face of the company. You know, if Bryan were to beat Randy, they might have to reconsider who they have faith in, yada yada. Anyways, Bryan says he doesn't want to be the face of the company. He calls out Kane for attacking him on Raw. Kane comes out and apologizes and says it was unprofessional. Bryan tells Kane to take off the cheap suit, put the mask back on, and get rid of corporate Kane. Kane says he's glad that the Team Hell No days are over, and the crowd chants "You sold out" at him. Bryan tells Kane to come to the ring and settle it. Kane refuses and makes Bryan versus Cesaro for later on tonight. Next segment, we get a tag team match. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose of The Shield defeating Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler. And Seth Rollins was on the commentary. And since Rollins is actually from Des Moines, Iowa, the crowd chanted for him because he's the hometown hero. Reigns and Ambrose argued the whole match. Reigns hit the Superman punch and the spear on Ziggler, and then let Ambrose tag himself in to get the pin. After the match, the Wyatts appear on the big screen and cut a promo talking about the Shield and the Elimination Chamber match, whatever the fuck. Next segment is Sheamus defeating Ryback, and Curtis Axel was at ringside. So now, Sheamus has defeated both members of Ryback in one-on-one matches. So, yeah, Sheamus just buried an entire tag team. Not that I really like Ryback or Axel, but who cares? Cutting backstage, we have Renee Young, who is interviewing Alberto Del Rio. And they also show footage from Raw of Del Rio attacking Batista. Del Rio says that Batista is an animal, but that he is the tamer. Doesn't really sound like that great of a promo. But special side note is reports have come out that Del Rio is telling people that he's leaving the company as soon as his contract runs out, which isn't too long from now. So we won't gonna have to put up with Del Rio much longer. He's pissed off that he's not in the main event anymore. And apparently he's got enough money saved up that he doesn't need to work for the WWE anymore. Well, good. Bye-bye. Moving right along, the next segment is the aforementioned Bryan versus Cesaro match. Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger are out there with Cesaro, and Coulter cuts a promo before the match saying that Swagger won the Elimination Chamber match last year, and this year Cesaro is going to win it. Bryan came out after that to another big pop, and we have the match. Bryan wins. They didn't say how, but they did say it was an amazing match, although it's Bryan and Cesaro, so that really doesn't surprise me. You could probably look up their indie stuff from either Ring of Honor or any other indie promotion, The only problem is you have to look under their indie names, which would be Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah, that was Cesaro's indie name. Anyways, after the match, Kane comes out, I guess distracting Bryan, which allows Cesaro to attack Bryan and hit him with the neutralizer. And then Kane gets in the ring and chokeslams Bryan. So they're really trying to push this feud between Kane and Bryan, even though it was supposed to be Kane and Punk. But Punk's gone, so... Anyways, after that segment, we get another promo for Lana and Alexander Rusev. So they're trying to hype up their debut. But considering they were on the dark match, yeah. But then again, it doesn't count because it wasn't actually televised. Whatever. After that, AJ, with Tamina at ringside, defeats Nikki Bella with Brie at ringside. AJ wins with the Black Widow. And during the match, Nikki accidentally threw AJ into Brie, knocking her off the apron. I'm guessing Brie was on the apron. Nikki Irish whipped AJ, and AJ hit Brie, knocked her off the apron. And then, of course, Nikki was distracted. She's like, oh god, what did I do? And then AJ was able to lock in the Black Widow and get the win. Cutting backstage again to Renee Young, she's interviewing Titus O'Neil. And Titus talks about he will soon be getting WWE Gold. I really doubt that, Titus. He gets attacked by Darren Young, of course, until security breaks it up. Who gives a fuck? Seriously, both these guys are losers. Just get rid of them. Next match is Bray Wyatt with Harper and Rowan at ringside, who defeats Goldust with Cody Rhodes at Goldside. Cody Rhodes at ringside. Bleh. After the match, the Shield appears on the big screen and say that they will claim victory at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So yeah, more hyping for their match. They are going to be hyping this, and something tells me by the time it comes, we're going to be sick of it. Anyways, in the main event of the evening, we get the match they announced on Raw, which was Randy Orton defeating Christian when Christian came off the ropes and Randy caught him with the RKO. So, yeah, I think they used that finish in like 2 or 3 of their matches before. So, they're still doing old shit. But anyways, that was SmackDown, or what will be SmackDown, from this Friday, February 7th, 2014, from Des Moines, Iowa. And now for a little bit of personal announcement. I've really been getting sick of just how boring the show and how awful the show is lately. The Royal Rumble I'm still pissed off about it. They really fucked up that pay-per-view. And I'm not alone in thinking that. There's a lot of other people who thought the same thing. Well, I'm getting tired of wasting my time watching this shit when I could be doing something else. So, I'm going to announce right now that if things do not get better, I'm going to give them until the week after WrestleMania. Because, the Raw after WrestleMania last year was so good and such a breath of fresh air that, lightning might strike twice. So I will give them through SmackDown after WrestleMania. I will give them the whole week after Mania. If things don't improve by then, or things don't look like they might start to improve by then, like if we don't get some new debuts, if we don't get some new people pushed up into the main event, if something doesn't change, if I have to keep coming to you guys saying that Raw sucked, SmackDown sucked for the next few weeks just leading up to Mania, and everything after Mania sucks, if it keeps looking like that, I'm gonna stop doing this show. Because like I said, I'm getting sick of wasting my time watching the show every Monday, looking up the results for SmackDown. So yeah, if it don't get better, if it doesn't get better, if things don't look like they're gonna change, I'm just gonna stop watching. I won't be doing the Wrestling Rant, and I won't be watching Raw or SmackDown anymore. I'm tired of wasting. Well, I don't watch SmackDown anyways, but I'm not gonna bother looking up the results. I know not that many people watch this show anyways, but I just can't continue wasting my own time watching Raw every week and the pay-per-views every month when I could be out doing something else, enjoying my time, or trying to go out and find something to do. But anyways, yeah. Like I said, I will give them through the week after WrestleMania. And if things don't look like they're going to change or have already changed by then, like seriously, I don't know how many more crappy Raws I can sit through. I don't know how many more crappy pay-per-views I can sit through. And if the WrestleMania card is going to be what reports that I've read have pretty much said that it's going to be, WrestleMania is going to suck again. And if that's the case, that's a pretty good indication I really don't think this is worth my time. So, I apologize to anybody who's been loyal and watched the show for, however long. I just can't keep this up if it's not going to be worth it. If things aren't going to be exciting, if things aren't going to be interesting, I just can't do it. So, yeah, but there's my announcement there. So, yeah, anyways, but that'll do it for this episode of The Rant, the Wrestling Rant. Yeah, and I just went through the trouble of making the nice custom logo for the show, so if that turns out to be a complete wasted effort, fucking hell. Anyways, that'll do it for the show, this episode of the show. Join us next time. It'll probably be on Monday for Raw. So join us then, and let's hope to God this gets better. I hope it gets better. I really do. I've spent so much of my life watching wrestling, being a huge fan. It would suck to have it come to an end like this. But I just can't keep wasting my time. But anyways, like I said, that'll do it for for this episode of the show. Join us next time, which will probably be Monday for Raw. Please join us then.